At 3:42 a.m. on February 17, 1970, dispatchers at Fort Bragg received an emergency phone call from Macdonald, who reported a stabbing. 4 responding military police officers arrived at Macdonald's house located at 544 Castle Drive, initially believing that they were being called to settle a domestic disturbance. They found the front door closed and locked and the house dark with no lights on. When no one answered their knock on the front door, the 4 MPs circled to the back of the house, where they found the back screen door closed and unlocked but the back door itself wide open. Upon entering, they found Collette, Kimberly, and Kristen all dead in their respective bedrooms. Collette, who had been pregnant with her 3rd child and first son, was lying on the floor of her bedroom. She had been repeatedly clubbed, both her arms were broken, and stabbed 37 times, 21 times with an ice pick and 16 times with a knife. Her husband's torn pajama top was draped upon her chest. On the headboard of the bed, the word pig was written in blood. 5-year-old Kimberly was found in her bed, having been clubbed in the head and stabbed in the neck with a knife between 8 and 10 times. 2-year-old Kristen was found in her own bed. She had been stabbed with a knife 33 times and stabbed with an ice pick 15 times. Macdonald was found next to his wife alive but wounded. His wounds were not as severe nor as numerous as those his family had suffered. He was immediately taken to nearby Womack Hospital. Macdonald suffered cuts and bruises on his face and chest along with a mild concussion. He also had a stab wound on his left torso in what a staff surgeon referred to as a clean, small, sharp incision that caused his left lung to partially collapse. He was treated at Womack Hospital and released after 1 week. Macdonald told investigators that on the evening of February 16, he had fallen asleep on the living room couch. He told investigators that he was sleeping on the couch because his youngest daughter, Kristen, had been in bed with his wife and had wet his side of the bed. He was later awakened by the sounds of Collette and Kimberly's screams. As he rose from the living room couch to go to their aid, he was attacked by 3 male intruders, 1 black and 2 white. A 4th intruder, described as a white female with long blonde hair and wearing high-heeled boots and a white floppy hat partially covering her face, stood nearby with a lighted candle and chanted, "Acid is groovy, kill the pigs." The 3 males attacked him with a club and ice pick. During the struggle, Macdonald claimed that his pajama top was pulled over his head to his wrists and he then used it to ward off thrusts from the ice pick. Eventually, Macdonald stated that he was overcome by his assailants and was knocked unconscious in the living room end of the hallway leading to the bedrooms. The Army's Criminal Investigation Division, CID, did not believe Macdonald's version of events. As they studied the physical evidence, they found it did not seem to support the story told by Macdonald. The living room, where Macdonald had supposedly fought for his life against 3 armed assailants, showed little signs of a struggle apart from an overturned coffee table and knocked over flower plant. Fibers from Macdonald's torn pajama top were not found in the living room, where he claimed it was torn. Instead, fibers from the pajama top were found under Collette's body and in Kimberly and Kristen's bedrooms. 1 fiber was found under Kristen's fingernail. The murder weapons were found outside the back door. They were a kitchen knife, an ice pick, and a 3-foot-long piece of lumber. All 3 were determined to have come from the Macdonald house. The tips of surgical gloves were found beneath the headboard where pig was written in blood. They were identical in composition to a supply Macdonald kept in the kitchen. The Macdonald family all had different blood types, a statistical anomaly that was used to track what had happened in the apartment. Investigators theorized that a fight began in the master bedroom between Macdonald and his wife, Collette, who possibly argued over Kristen's wetting Macdonald's side of the bed while sleeping there. Investigators speculated that Collette probably hit her husband on the forehead with a hairbrush, which resulted in his head wound. As Macdonald retaliated by beating her with a piece of lumber, Kimberly, whose brain serum was found in the doorway, may have walked in after hearing the commotion and was struck at least once on the head, possibly by accident. Believing Collette dead, Macdonald carried the mortally wounded Kimberly back to her bedroom. After stabbing Kimberly, whose blood was discovered on the pajama top Macdonald said he had not been wearing while in her room, he went to Kristen's room, intent on disposing of the last remaining potential witness. Before he could do so, Collette, whose blood was found on Kristen's bed covers and on one wall of the room, apparently regained consciousness, stumbled in, and threw herself over her daughter. After killing both of them, Macdonald wrapped his wife's body in a sheet and carried it back to the master bedroom, leaving a smudged footprint of Collette's blood on his way out of Kristen's bedroom. CID investigators then theorized that Macdonald attempted to cover up the murders, using articles on the Manson family murders that he'd found in an issue of Esquire in the living room. He then took a scalpel blade from a supply in the hallway closet, went to the adjacent bathroom, and stabbed himself once. Putting on surgical gloves from his supply, he went to the master bedroom, where he used Collette's blood to write pig on the headboard. Finally, he laid his torn pajama top over the dead Collette and repeatedly stabbed her in the chest with an ice pick. Macdonald used the telephone to summon an ambulance, discarded the weapons out the back door, and lay by the body of his wife while he waited for the military police to arrive. On April 6, 1970, Army investigators interrogated Macdonald. Less than a month later, on May 1, the Army formally charged Macdonald with the murder of his family.